All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer, and no person may address or question board members individually. The presiding officer may, number 1, prohibit public comments which are harassing. Number 2, interrupt, warn, or terminate a person's statement when the statement is too lengthy, personally directed, abusive, obscene, or irrelevant. Number 3, request any individual to leave the meeting when that person behaves in a manner that is disruptive to the orderly conduct of the meeting. Number 4, request the assistance of law enforcement officers in the removal of a person who is willfully disruptive or when that person's behavior interferes with the orally conducted conduct of the meeting. And number 5, call for a recess or an adjournment to another time when the lack of public decorum so interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting as to warrant such action. And finally, number 6, waive these rules with the approval of the board when necessary for the protection of privacy or the administration of the board's business. And finally, the portion of the meeting during which oral public comment is held shall be limited to a total of 30 minutes unless extended by a vote of the board, provided, however, that every person who is physically present and has followed the reasonable rules set forth by the board shall be permitted an opportunity to provide oral public comment by dividing the total time for oral comment, public comment, by the number of persons providing oral public comment. All of this is covered under the board policy Neola P.O. 0167.3, and that's available on the board's website if you have questions. I believe it was also handed out. Next, I'll ask if there's anyone present who would like to speak to any items on the agenda or any other topic, and I believe we have several in attendance who are planning to speak. So if it's okay, we'll just go right down the list and we'll start at the top. Some of the handwriting is a little bit difficult to read, so we'll again ask that you state your name, your address, and if applicable, group affiliation. We'll start with Nikki Rossbottom. Nikki, if you would stand up at the podium. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nikki Rossbottom, address 200 South County Road 150 West. I am with the Tabitha Brock Foundation. I created the Tabitha Brock Foundation in 2012 after the murder of my sister. I'm an advocate against domestic and sexual violence, and as a parent and as a community member, I've been very concerned about what is happening in the Jennings County school system right now. As all of us are aware of what happened to a child on the school bus, I think that's why the majority of us are here, because we're concerned parents and we're scared to have our children go to school, frankly. I am a survivor myself of childhood sexual abuse. I was 7 years old the first time that I was raped and molested, and that continued from the time that I was 7 until I was 12. And I have advocated for schools for a very long time to teach sexual abuse awareness trainings in the schools. And I wanted to ask, is anyone aware of Aaron's Law in Indiana? Have you ever heard of Aaron's Law? Okay, Aaron's Law was passed in 2008 or 2018, which requires every public school to teach sexual abuse awareness trainings to both the school staff and also to students. So the question that I have is, what policies and trainings has the Jennings County School implemented since 2018 on a yearly basis that is compliant with the law to teach children about sexual abuse?
So again, as we read before, this isn't a time of discussion, it's really a time of public comment. So what I would like to suggest is that if you have those questions, we can get you in contact with Nikki and we can follow up with you and make sure that you get all of that information.
Okay. I guess for me as a parent, I'm very concerned because part of the law states that the parents are supposed to have materials that are sent home to them. And I have a child that is leaving first grade, and we've not one time in kindergarten or first grade ever had anything sent home to us about sexual abuse, about teaching. I have taught my own children, but I know that there's a lot of parents out there that are not aware about sexual abuse. They're not comfortable with that, and as a school system, I believe that it's the school's job as well to teach those policies. I don't want it to feel like anyone is being attacked. I just want it to seem like it's proactive on what we can do from here and to fix the issues that are happening. We have such an issue with bullying that's happening. You know, my daughter in first grade has already come home once this year saying that another first grader was telling her that she was going to commit suicide. And within 10 minutes of finding out that, I contacted the school and I got a hold of them. And my concern is that if there's so many children in the school that are in elementary school looking to end their life, then something is wrong. Like, we're doing something wrong. And I say that as we, as the community as a whole. You know, we need to figure out what we need to be doing. So I would just like to offer my services. If you guys would ever like for me to, I would be more than glad to come into the schools and speak to the children about sexual abuse as someone who has went through it myself, so that maybe more children would come forward.
Thank you, Nikki. Next on the list, Tim Phelps. Is there a Tim Phelps that would like to speak? No? Okay. We'll move down to the next. Gleda Hadley.
Wow, 3 minutes, gosh, I'm gonna talk fast. Gleda Hadley, address 231 High Street. I am the substance misuse coordinator for Jennings County, but I'm here as a parent, so. I am a mom and stepmom of 5 kids, which means I've seen everything from teaching to teen drama, school projects to school suspensions. But tonight I'm standing in front of you only as a parent who has been watching her kids suffer and one who can no longer be quiet. Oh gosh, I mixed up my stuff. My paper's gonna be stuff. Well, we're just gonna wing it. So February, I've watched my son ever since the start of the school year be bullied to the point where he eventually snapped in February, where he made homicidal ideations. At that time, the school requested I bring him in next day. If it wasn't for the training that I have, knowing that 9 times out of 10, homicidal ideations are also have suicidal ideations, in which he did. I had to call NVPD myself to make sure that my son was safe. And if it wasn't for Officer Bibble behind me, my son wouldn't have been honest, and he was. But after then, he was then put on remote learning for 9 weeks. We took a kid who was having a mental health crisis, and we 100% isolated him, which furthered his mental health. And then I have another child, and we're still unpacking everything that she's gone through. She's watched her friends struggle with mental health. Some of those friends told her that self-harm wasn't the answer, and some of those friends are no longer present because of self-harm. I've watched the school try to work with me and try to do the right thing, only by making it worse. We sat down with a meeting with an SRO who wasn't trained in mental health, and my daughter went in wanting to help, and she left defeated. And I mean that. She left furthering that ideation in her head that her friend's death was her fault because of the comments that SRO made. My daughter has been in an acute mental health facility twice, and she's there right now. How can we help? How can we change policies? How can we teach these kids it's okay to share and not portray their friends, which is how she feels, right? She's 12. I have a lot more, but time's up. So I have a friend with me, Alexa Boyd, and I think she's gonna pick up where I left off.
Alexa?
So, my name's Alexa Boyd, 11870 North County Road, Andrew, East Butler. I'm part of the Mental Health Matters initiative, but I'm also a native here to Jennings County. Despite everything going on, I still take deep pride in this county. I'm also a recent college graduate in the psychology field, so I've experienced a little bit of the gaps in the school support in terms of mental health. It can be a hard thing to talk about with the younger generations and just the youth in general. So I'm interested in helping to fill those gaps. I know I'm young and I'm not any part of the school system, but I'm here to kind of propose a few ideas. So first is a summer wellness event that shares resources and support. It'll be kind of like a vigil as well for those that we've lost to suicide and those that have struggled with mental health themselves to come forward and share their stories. All of this is in partnership with the Mental Health Matters initiative in Bartholomew County, trying to get some more outreach into the surrounding counties. Regarding support within the school system, I propose a couple ideas. Walk-in or scheduled mental health support options within the school, regardless of income or Medicaid status. I don't know how all of that works, the legality of it, so it's just having those discussions and partnering with different affiliations within the community. And also from certified peers or mental health professionals, having youth ambassadors and same-age support from those with demonstrated ability, because sometimes kids don't want to talk to adults. I've been there myself when I was in middle school and started struggling myself with mental health. I was kind of scared to seek that adult support because I didn't really know how to go about it. So if we have selected peers that go through training, high schoolers, whatever the case may be, that could help as well. And growing partnership with the Boys and Girls Club to provide pro-social activities closer to the school. We can start to plan for a better next school year now, and hopefully we'll be able to utilize some of the resources here in our community and surrounding communities. So, thank you.
Next, again, it's a little bit difficult to read the handwriting. Is there a McCurry? And you, just your name?
Jedediah McCrory.
Jedediah. Thank you. Sorry, difficult to read, Jedediah.
I'm just looking at it from a moral and values aspect. What I've noticed, I own 2 businesses in town, and I've had to actually pull my kids out of the public school system because of stuff they were dealing with when it came to sexuality stuff and kind of, I guess, bullying you would call it, but really it's just things they wouldn't be subjected to in everyday life, and it doesn't seem like the kids are being conditioned to come into society and be able to have good conflict resolution skills to handle everyday troubles. And I would just like to make some suggestions, short on time, but I'm not sure how much power you guys have been given back on being able to control your own curriculum. But if we could start, it seems like too simple of a solution, but just teaching the history of our nation in an accurate manner, it would, I understand people will throw up the separation of church and state. We understand that religion is a regulating factor for the base of morals and values for society. It would force the hand in bringing God back into the conversation and it would kind of plant a seed into kids' heads to give them an avenue in which they could navigate through life and be able to lean on that. And there's so much to say in so little time. But I see it pretty regularly at the smoothie shop in town. Kids seem to be more incompetent, depressed, and anxious than anything I could have ever imagined to see in my life. And it's reaffirmed to me on almost a daily basis. There are excellent kids that I see that come in that are part of the public school system, but there's this large swath. I know it sounds crazy, but it set into me, it became really relevant when Trump was the assassination attempt. And I know that I don't mean to bring politics into it, but I was at JC. There was 4 high school students working behind the counter and an older gentleman. And I heard the news, told them, hey guys, Trump just got shot. And without hesitation, all 5 of them laughed at the same time. And I mean, it shocked me because I come from a day and age where that's not the way that we would think. And a suggestion, just with a little time left, is if we could start depicting the way they can control the way our youth thinks about our society is how we teach them about our history. And if we can get that back under lock and stop with the divisions and understand how God was the regulating force for this free trade, open speech, free speech, right to bear arms society, that Christianity is the basis of that, and it's the most important thing. And that's just a suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. It looks like the next line just says anonymous citizen. Is there someone?
That's me.
Do you mind giving your name?
I just want to stay anonymous.
Okay.
I want to take the first 2 minutes and just take a moment of silence for all the child that got taken advantage of and the bullying, the children that gets bullied. Everyone take 2 minutes, and then the last minute I'll give my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, we're down to the last minute. The reason why I did that is because that's what it feels like for these people, these children that get bullied, and the little child that got taken advantage of. They had no voice. That's why I wanted to be a voice, take a moment of silence for them. We are adults. We can do better. You guys know your leadership. Not saying you guys don't do your job, but we can do better. Learn from our mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're human beings, but I'm just speaking for the children. That's for all of us. Because we all got children, we want the best for them, and we want safe communities. So what protocols going forward are we going to take safety protocols so that the children won't be get bullied, or the incident that happened? Not going into detail, not putting nobody down or creating discrimination against one person or treating somebody different. But that's the whole point. We can do better. That's the whole reason for the silence, to be a voice for the ones that ain't here, and that's the children.
Thank you. The last individual that's signed up to speak is Sarah Thomas.
Sarah Thomas, 716 Buckeye Street. I'm really here today as a former student of Jennings County and a parent who has children in the schools. I would like to start off by saying that I feel like that we need to have better communication from schools to us as parents, whether it's a big incident or something small. I do not believe that we have a good line of communication. We have Parent Square, we have communication by text, phone call, things like that. But when big things happen especially, I do not believe that just a mass email or something like that should be as effective as a personal phone call. I also would like to say that, again, as some people have said, it takes a community, and there's no one to put single blame on. However, as a community, we're all to blame. Every single one of us. We're all parents. It starts at home. We have to teach better. We have to do better. And then we go into our schools. Kids go into school right after home. So school is a big part of us and our children's future and their lives. For instance, just for example, my child was kicked out of school recently for something that was very serious. However, it could have been more of a learning lesson than something that's going to be on his permanent record. And I feel, as a parent, it is my opinion that due to some of the major things that have been happening, like the suicide and the sexual misconduct, that sometimes after a big event like that, they try to crack down on smaller things. I just feel that if we would take those things head on first and deal with it as a whole versus wait till something big happens and then do something, that we would probably be more successful with our children and their future. So I just, offer my help. If there's anything as a parent that I can do to do better in my home with my children, to help other parents or other children, or you guys as the school board, please, I'm all for it. I think most of us, especially now, coming to see all the things that are bringing to light, we're here for our kids. We love our children in this community. I think we're a very tight-knit community, and I love our community. But there's a lot of things that I do not love about our community in the past couple months that have been happening. So thank you for your time.
Just to go back up to make sure, Tim Phelps is not in the room and does not wish to say anything. Okay. Well, that's all of the individuals who signed up for public participation, and I want to just say very quickly, thank you. Thank you for stepping up, Nikki, Kalita, Alexa, Jedediah, Anonymous, and Sarah. Thank you all for stepping up. Mostly to say we love our community and we want to help. And that's what I heard. That's the communication that I heard tonight, is that you want to be part of the solution. And we as a school board, I think if you talked with each one of us individually, that feels really good. It feels like community. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for that. I do want to remind, I would be remiss if I did not remind, here with a larger group in the room, also with probably a larger group live streaming as well. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't remind you all how to report events or how to communicate. We talked a little bit about communication. So we talked a bit about this at the last school board meeting, but I want to just go over the ways that you can report bullying or events or issues. It takes, I think someone said it takes an entire community. It takes all of us reporting and talking and having open communication. So we would just review these items. If you see a problem, if you hear a problem, please ask for help. Have your child ask for help. You ask for help. This includes talking to adults, includes teachers, counselors, administrators, working with school principals to resolve any issues that you don't feel have been resolved. You can communicate concerns via email. Parent Square, I think that was brought up. There's an anonymous bullying report form that's on the school's website. That form is linked on all of the school's website, not only the corporate website, but also every single school, to make sure that anything can be reported anonymously. I will tell you, we've been sharing that information, but we have not been getting reports. So we need to speak up. We need everybody's help to speak up. You can also contact the central office, Dr. Johnson, Carrie Manowitz, Todd Ebbinger, Mandy Sullivan, can all be reached here at the corporate office. That's 346-4483, area code 812. If you feel like that you've tried to bring something forward and you haven't gotten resolutions, these individuals are your people. Please come, please have a conversation with them. Maybe you don't want to do it via text or email. Schedule an appointment, come in, sit down. That's what we want. We want to have a conversation. So please let us know if you are experiencing any issues. Any student suspected of bullying behavior in our schools may be placed on a bullying agreement or a safety plan. We do have processes in place to address these things. These plans involve decisive monitoring, actions to ensure that the behavior is stopped. Actions could also include a variety of options, other options such as increased supervision, changes in schedule, up to and including suspension or expulsion from the school. Obviously, that's not where we want this to go, but we have to address the concerns and the issues. If instances of mutual conflict between students are occurring, we can also use safety plans to support maintaining a positive learning environment. We know that discipline is critical. It's a critical part to stop bullying and unkind behavior. Please know and help your student to understand that we will take disciplinary steps as appropriate. We want all of our students to be successful. Having a school environment that is free from bullying is step one in that process in making sure that our kids are successful. Upholding our shared commitment to a community, and I truly do believe this is about community. Commitment to a community where unkind words and actions are not accepted will remain a focus of our schools each and every day. So I thank you again for coming. I thank you again for being willing to step up and participate in public comment. So we'll move on down the board agenda now that that part of the meeting is over. So we do have some old business. We have some Neola approvals.
Yes, asking for approval of this group of Neola policies. Again, these are the ones centered around AI use.
I have a motion by Pat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Chelsea, really. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, under old business, we have summer school update, and this is an inform.
This is just an inform, just a reminder that we will have summer school for the high school. It's a credit recovery like we have for many years. And then new this year, second graders, third graders did it last year, but second and third graders who did not pass IREAD will have the opportunity to get remediation through summer school this year.
Again, this item is an inform. Next, under old business property, we have Halo Smart Sensors.
Yes, you have a flyer in your packet that looks like this. We are continuing on in the long-term project. We've been working with vaping prevention, so using those dollars from that class action lawsuit against vape manufacturers and our recent safety bond, we are going to purchase the Halo Smart Sensors to install in high school, middle school, and JCEC bathrooms for next school year. These sensors are pretty neat. They not only detect vaping, but they also have other built-in safety features. They can alert administrators when there's large crowds gathering in a restroom, fights in restroom, requests for help. There's a lot of other safety features embedded in the monitors. And so those will go in all the secondary school bathrooms and JCEC.
Again, that item was an inform. Now we move under new business. We have some recommendations.
Please, asking for the following recommendations to be approved, please. Casey Ernest, Scipio Elementary Summer School Teacher. Erin Green, Hayden Elementary Summer School Teacher. Crystal Hammond, Jennings County High School Summer School Teacher. Toby Harrell, Jennings County High School Summer School Teacher. Ashley Heindel, Hayden Elementary Summer Custodial Support. Kristen Yon, Grand Creek Elementary Summer School Teacher. John Kelly, Jennings County High School volunteer girls golf coach. Paige Kelly, Brush Creek Elementary summer school teacher. That would be on a part-time basis. Jennifer Lehman, Sand Creek Elementary summer school teacher. Stephanie Puckett, Brush Creek Elementary summer school teacher, part-time basis. Derek Stewart, Jennings County High School summer school teacher. Dawn Turner, Sand Creek Elementary summer school teacher. And Kobe Vogel, Jennings County High School summer school teacher.
I'll entertain a motion to approve those. I have a motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll move down under support staff.
Yes, asking permission, please, to post a transportation administrative assistant position.
So moved.
I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, recommendations.
Yes, asking for the following recommendations to be approved, please. Scott Alcorn, Jennings County School Corporation bus driver, administrative leave. Scott Alcorn, Jennings County School Corporation bus driver, termination. Christina Alexander, Jennings County High School summer meal program cook. Emily Cave, Jennings County High School summer meal program cook. Shelley Driver, Brush Creek Summer School para. Kenneth Eaton, Jennings County High School summer custodial support. That would be on a part-time basis. Ellie Geringer, Jennings County High School summer school para. McKenna Hooten, Jennings County High School summer custodial support. Nola Hostetler, Jennings County High School summer meal program. Cheyenne Lovett, Northern Elementary summer custodial support. Dragan Mauser, Jennings County High School summer custodial support, part-time basis. Tanya Perry, Jennings County School Corporation bus aide, administrative leave. Tanya Perry, Jennings County School Corporation bus aide, termination. Sarah Pyatt, Sand Creek Elementary summer custodial support. Julia Robertson, Sand Creek Elementary summer school parapro. And Melanie Smith, Grand Creek Elementary summer school parapro.
Entertain, I have a motion by Earl. Do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll move down to finances. We have some donations for approval.
Asking for approval of these donations for Brush Creek Elementary student snacks, Butlerville Grocery, $100. Candy Miller, $100. Linda Englund, $100. Lowe's Indiana Regional Distribution, $300. Cheryl and Dave Miller, $100. First United Methodist Church, $100 for student needs. Hayden Elementary School, School Library in memory of Becky Boggs. Pat and Michelle Sullivan, $100. Rodney and Haida Garrett, $30. Ron and Kay Bloomer, $50. Lori Kendrick, $40. Tom and Sandy Smith, $20. Wanda Machino, $20. Mike Wascom, $1,204.64 for sound desk tables and DJ facades for the musical. NBIC $250 grant money to the 4th grade classes for STEM Day on May 6th. For the Jennings County High School donation, City of North Vernon, $1,000 to the music department's countywide arts festival. ETC Systems, $300 to junior class for prom and after prom supplies. Jennings County Middle School donations, Lehman Hummel Insurance of North Vernon, $50 to be used for VIP recognition breakfast. JCSC donations, Giving Grace, $5,000 to all Jennings County schools for unpaid school lunch balances. Jennifer Hughes, 6 children's books that she wrote to each elementary school, a value of about $120. North Vernon Elementary, NBIC grant, $250 for Donors Choose funding. Asking for approval of those donations. So moved.
I have a motion by Pat. Do I have a second? Second by Chelsea. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we're down under relations.
Asking for approval of agreement with Grateful Care ABA. This would be for parentally placed ABA center that the staff would come in and help work with our students in the classroom.
Entertain a motion to approve that agreement. Mary Lynn, I have a motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Which brings us to the end of our agenda. Anything under other?
Nothing under other.
Okay. Hearing nothing under other, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Pat. All those in favor? 7-0. Meeting adjourned.